Well, all right. Yahsinni is in the house, and I've got
Did
my
you make
trio
me
with me.
leave out
Some of them
after
will
you?
be in later on. Taz and I are in the building. Yes, 2/3 of Trio Deals is in the house, and you can come and join me. And so um, I decided to go live after doing a video with Calico last night, and he had the goddess, the light bearer, on there, and some topics came up that alerted me as to a lot of people. Melanin is popular. It's popular to say. It's popular to talk about and to have. It's popular to know what it is and is included in your conversation, brag on it, and all of that. But it occurred to me that a lot of people might not understand the extent of what melanin is. So during my research years, I took some time and read the book by Dr. Layla Afrika, Melanin, and it has some interesting points that nobody ever talks about in melanin. Like we don't know what this thing is for real. We know that it's wonderful, it's beautiful, it's responsible for a lot of things, but we don't understand how intelligent the melanin is the way Dr. Layla Africa breaks it down. It's a whole new thing to study. And so I decided to go and get the PDF and share it with you guys, some portions of it, and discuss it and dig in and find out what this thing is because it is the God particle. It is what the scientists found when they said that they discovered the God particle written in the DNA. Yeah, that was melanin doing its thing. I promise you, when we're done, you're going to have a whole new meaning of what it means to have that God particle inside of you. And so my brother Taz is on the show, and I'm going to let him introduce himself and give a foreword if you want to. Brother, I wrote about the stars. I wrote about the moon. I wrote about things in the sky that go boom. I wrote about death. I wrote about life. I wrote in the morning, afternoon, and at night. I constantly search for new ideas. I talk to my elders, my friends, and my peers. I study astronomy, history, and religion. My analytical mind is constantly on a mission, struggling and striving for the perfect poem. Bracing myself for the perfect brainstorm. The more that I write, the more that I note. My best poem yet is yet to be wrote. Yeah, Yahsinni.
Peace and love, sis. Thank you for having me on the show.
Peace and love to my brother.
We just waiting on the brother Calico. Um,
Right.
we have a 2/3.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. There's a time difference
Yeah.
between people, and maybe next time I'll put the central time on there, and everybody can know when to come in. But we already got two people in the house, two of my favorite people, Music Land. What's up? I'm Rod. You know, I respect you a lot, and peace and love to both of you guys.
Most definitely. Music Lane is always one of the usual suspects. But um,
Yes, he is.
an honor to meet the God himself, Amun Ra. Giving shout out to us, well, to you and your channel, and it's a pleasure from me, from my end.
Hmm. Absolutely. It is a
Now,
pleasure. And both of these, go ahead, bro.
now this subject is when you brought it up to me, I was so intrigued because I got a chance to. I was telling you even before the show, I got a chance to study Dr. Sabi while he was still alive. So I learned about Dr. Sabi while I was still alive. I was trying to make a journey to actually get to meet him. I didn't get to. By the time I I found out about it, it was a little too late. But well, by the time I had the capability to meet
Right.
him, it was a little too late. But with the Dr. Layla Africa, I didn't have an opportunity to actually hear him before
Mhm,
you know he, he moved on to to the next life. And I've always
mhm.
been intrigued by his subject. I browsed a little bit through the book, and it looks extremely interesting. So I'm intrigued. I'm looking forward to it. I hope the viewers enjoy it as well. I don't know if we're going to get into the whole book because it is a pretty long book, but it
Right.
does have a lot of parts of it that are intriguing. That I know that even after this, we might not read the whole book, but I'm gonna go read the whole damn book.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be purchasing or downloading the PDF version of that book once they find out the sensitive topics involved and the thorough scientific explanations and reasons behind the melanin, um, how we've been depriving our melanin, and how we
Hmm.
can enhance our melanin. And these
Yeah.
are things like people don't think about how to get your melanin on. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, Dr. Layla Africa tells you exactly how to get your melanin on, how to nurture your melanin, how to, in fact, without even going into the topic task, there's a foreword. There's a foreword in there that's not a part of any of the chapters yet. It's just him um, describing some things about the book. If you want to wait for Calico and then pull that up first, that would be cool. Also, if you could show them the title of the book, um, that would be cool too. And so while we wait for more people to come into the chat and wait for Mr. Calico himself to complete the trio for the deals, then let's talk about some things.
Yeah, most definitely,
So
most
let me get
definitely.
this.
We
Most
got most.
sunshine is in the greetings, Diva. Okay. All right, shit. We can go now. The sunshine is in the house. Yeah, I'm not
She just
kidding.
spectrum into.
I'm gonna make this a full screen and look at some things while we wait for the king to arrive.
Right, most
So
definitely. But
melanin,
go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
go for it, Task.
So
No, I mean, say
it
what you
looks
want to say. We got
it
time to
looks
kill.
an interesting book. I'm gonna let you take the lead, and let us know where it is that you want us to get started because I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. I'm with you.
I would like to wait for a few more people and some and Calico to come in. If you wanna play your intro for the Taz show, that would be cool.
Yeah, most
Or
definitely. Um, so
okay, I'm gonna
you
let you
got.
have it for a minute.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. Now, you guys might
Just
not
let me
know this,
know.
but you can find me under the Taz Show on all platforms. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube under the Taz Show. As far as my Facebook, you can find me. My business page on Facebook is the Taz Show. My Facebook profile is Tasmaniac Wolf. So feel free to check me out. And I am your humble brother, Tasmaniac Wolf or Tasmaniac. And I'll show you guys my intro. Yeah.
That's right.
So most definitely, we're still waiting on the God himself. The neighborhood etymologist. Probably giving him.
Yeah.
He just texted me and he's like, on my way.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, so we could probably get started. and let him jump in when he arrives with us, if that's cool with you.
It is. It is cool. We can get into some general things before we delve into any chapters. And so, what Dr. Africa did is write a book called Melanin: What Makes Black People Black. And so, in there, he explains how to protect and nourish it. He explains the difference between black and white people, and he goes into such scientific detail on that. It's unbelievable. And so, how it causes emotional behaviors and thoughts, and how it is being destroyed. Now, that right there, that is enough to make you go out and want to read this book. You won't
So
be
I'm gonna buy
disappointed. What's that?
I'm gonna end up buying the book. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
has to be a book that goes in my collection.
for sure. For sure. And then, now that it's being super exposed to us, um, it might suddenly be out of copies. So run and
Right.
go get it.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen
Well,
them do that before.
right.
When
Or,
something
or I'm
something
gonna have to
real heavy gets out.
right, or I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to print out this PDF version. That's for sure.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. So, in melanin, what makes black people black is a biochemical blackness. So, we already told you the one, two, three, four, 5 points that hopefully we can hit on all 5 points. My main goal is to introduce you to some new stuff so you can just stop acting like melanin is a fad. It's not a fad. It's
Right.
alive and well inside of you, doing all kinds of things that you never knew that it could do. And now, after the show, when you find out what all it could do, it's your job to go and nourish your melanin. And so, and here's how you know how serious this book is. The foreword, we're not going to read the foreword because it's too long and too deep, but here's some of the chapters and their titles: About Pineal and Melanin. Melanin would be the second chapter. Melanin hormones. I don't even know if these are chapters or different sections, but melanin hormones, how to measure melanin, races of humans, anatomy, the parasympathetic system, and the sympathetic system, human development or skin layers, melanin's reflection on the face and embryo, childhood development, brain, psychology, melanin conversions, which is melanin changing form, melanin or pineal nutrition,
That's
pineal nutrition. Yeah, do you hear this? This is powerful stuff.
yeah, yeah. From just the titles of the different chapters that the book has within itself, we could see that
Yeah,
that there's a plethora of different subjects that the doctor touches base on. So all praise to to the ancestor, and for leaving the information he did, so it could be viewed, read, and
yes,
analyzed.
that's right. And he didn't stop with the pineal nutrition either. He went on to do melanin energy classifications, melanin hormone symptoms, melanin hormones, melanine hormone symptoms, and melanin hormone symptoms. And then there's 12 melanin clusters. Yeah, you call them chakras.
Right.
And so melanin colors of the zodiac in the holistic chart. Then he has the holistic chart and other suggested reading. Now tell me you're not getting excited. And
Yeah,
and it's so
and
hard.
I'm actually wonder where I see that it says 12 melanin cluster chakras. I'm almost pretty 100% sure that is probably a total of 13, because they've
Yes.
always kept demonized the number 13, but
All right.
I see where they're
Is there a
going.
pic? Is there a pic there or a diagram? Or
Uh, for let me see, where is it at? 12 minutes, page 63. Let's go to page 63 and just see what it's showing. Yeah, there's a
mm-hmm.
oh, more. Here we go.
Oh,
So
the
is that
king
what
is
you
in
want to
the
do?
building.
You want us to look depending based on subjects. We could start right here instead of the beginning of the book, or you wanna just start from the
Yeah,
beginning.
we can start right here where we're at.
All right, sounds like a
And
plan.
Calico is in the house. Calico, you want to introduce yourself to the
Ooh.
chat? Not that it's
If,
needed,
if
but
if you don't know, you don't need that. No, nah, I'm messing with you. Y'all already know I'm in the building. Sorry for the wait.
Peace and
yes.
love, brother.
No,
Peace.
we wanted to wait. We wanted to. No problem.
It's all the
So,
time, and I swear it won't stop. People throwing shade, I be throwing sun rays. Some people want fame, I be putting you on game. Okay, appreciate that.
so Calico, in case you missed our little intro, we were talking about a book that Dr. Lliala Afrika wrote some years ago called Melanin and What Make Black People Black. There it is right there. And so we went over some of the subjects that it was going to touch on about how to protect and nourish it, the difference between Black and white people, how it causes emotional behaviors and thoughts, and how it is being destroyed. And then we went on to name some of the contents of the book just to show you that he ain't playing on this. The reason why I picked this is because it occurred to me that some people they just playing with the melanin word or playing about knowing what melanin is and playing. I'm telling you, if you really know what the melanin is doing, you would get serious about it. And it's not a fad. It's the God particle that resides in us, and we need to nourish it, but we don't understand how powerful it is that we nourish it. And so this build is going to tap into some of that scientific, not secret information, but missing information. All right. And so if you want to do a foreword before we get in on the subject, that's cool. If not, we're ready to dive in. So let me know what you want to do, Calico. And so your no answer is an answer. Task, let's hit it. I know he's just probably on mute. I'm just playing. Get yourself
Yeah,
off mute, Calico.
I hear you. But I guess we could, since we already went back, we could start. Did you want to check not the forward though, right? Well, actually, let's start with the forward and the about pineal and the melanin, just to get an introduction of what it is. What do you think? I mean,
If
I like to
I'm gonna let you
this.
read the foreword.
Yeah, I like to read, so I'm gonna go with it. Just so the family could get some, and and just to put something out there for those that are not aware of, and you haven't realized, your Empress Yahsinni is live. Your Empress Yahsinni is live. What you mean?
And the whole universe felt it.
The universe is about to implode into itself. Like,
It
yo,
already
Empress is
did.
live, bringing you
Oh
the
my God.
information raw, straight from her mouth. Being it's her first live, but I want to shout you out for that, because
Right.
brother and I have been bugging you about it, for Lord knows
Oh
how long,
my God.
you know. So
Yeah.
it's definitely an evolution process, and we're glad to be a part of it. You know. Yes, Yahsinni.
Hey, that's fly. That's real fly. You know what I mean? Inappropriate. You know what
Was
I
I
mean?
in the
Very
White
appropriate.
House?
Yeah, we in the house. Uh-huh.
In Yahsinni's house. Peace and
Yep.
love.
Hey, take your shoes off at the door. We don't play that.
Right.
That mean hit the like button.
Right.
You
Share
know.
everything. But let's
D,
get back
D
to the reality.
Calico, D
Go ahead.
Calico, if you got a minute, can you send the light bearer a link in
All
Messenger?
right. All right.
All right, I appreciate it. All right, Taz, we ready for you.
All right, so let's do the forward. See what the elder gave us as from the beginning. I am going to remove the
Yeah,
real quick
real.
just so
There you go.
I could read the whole thing. So it says forward. The subject of melanin is straightforward and simple to explain. Melanin is a biochemical substance that drives physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual life. What makes the subject difficult to explain is the awkward primitive Latin language that is used in science. Any attempt to avoid the use of the Latin language of chemistry and biology makes information appear unscientific and unintelligent. This was the challenge in writing about melanin, having to write in everyday language and trying to avoid science Latin jargon. The lectures and books on melanin are very Latin jargon centered. Most black people that read about melanin say, what good is it? It does not help you to be free. They of course are correct. A black person is unaware of melanin is manipulated and controlled by their unawareness. Black people need to know the basics of melanin and how to nourish melanin so they can get some positive use from it. Black people are controlled by their failure to realize that the black race is a melanin dominant race. The key to controlling black people is to reduce their blackness, melanin usage, and knowledge. This will reduce their ability to be black, which will directly affect their ability to be human and seek what is humanly theirs, freedom. Black people are raised nourishing themselves as if they are Caucasians. That's deep for the
Oh my
ancestors.
God.
Let me repeat that one more time, one more again.
Yeah,
Black
yeah.
people are raised nourishing themselves as if they were Caucasians. Since the
Mhm.
Caucasians have the least amount of melanin, then black people that eat as if they are Caucasians are giving themselves the least amount of nourishment to their melanin. This
Mm.
causes them to utilize their melanin the least. Therefore, black people are nutritionally against their own melanin and anti melanin. They are ignorantly fighting against melanin and themselves. In this writing, I have briefly attempted to reveal melanin's properties and how the human body biochemical uses and nourishes it. The black races under education, diseducation, dysfunctional, and miseducation about melanin merely reflects one particle of their white domination and post-traumatic colonism trauma and post-traumatic slavery trauma, PTSD. Black people must know
Mm-mm.
thyself, and to know yourself is to know melanin.
Mm.
Um, if I could add something before we even get into anything,
Yes.
I would have loved to see Dr. Sabi and him and the doc
Yeah,
and
Lila Africa.
Layla Africa on the subject of melanin, because I'm not
I
gonna say
mean, I mean, we have it without having it.
right.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
the reason
Yeah.
why speak on it is because Dr. Sabi had a completely different outlook on melanin. You know, he was more of a
No,
monster.
no, they sound just alike by they're telling you that if you eating the
Oh yeah,
wrong
but that
diet,
part,
if you're eating the wrong diet, then you're not gonna nourish that melanin, is what they're saying.
right,
You
that
know,
part,
they
yes.
both say that.
Yeah, but Dr. Sabi clearly stated in plenty of videos that melanin had no place in the periodic table. That it was carbon. What was being misinterpreted as melanin. There's
Yes.
plenty of videos out there where Dr. Savi is like literally like, if you believe in melanin, you are far from, knowing what you're talking. So that's why I mentioned, I would have loved to see, a debate being broken down by both of these elders, in which they both brought their perspective, because the
Hmm.
growth that would have came out of that meeting, that bill, would have been, in my opinion, like mind boggling, But I
Hey,
just want to
hey,
throw that
hey,
out
put it like this: just like water has different properties to it, how it could be
Right.
that solid, that liquid, and that gas. All of that. That's what we dealing with when you look at carbon as melanin. Melanin is definitely a whole nother you know form basically that it would basically be taken on. You feel? Because everything in the world got carbon in it. You know what I'm
there.
saying? But everything don't have. You know what I'm saying? Necessarily melanin. You know what I mean? Even though
So,
male means black. So I know what you're saying. Because carbon is
right.
gonna be that.
And Dr. Africa was telling you that just by calling it melanin is a no-no. It's jargon, Latin jargon.
Right,
So
right,
we yeah,
right.
that's why he's writing this book, because we thinking like, oh, it's just melanin. No, it's not just melanin.
Right.
And so
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, sis, because I hadn't put it together, until you made a quote in regards about it, when he made reference to Latin jargon. Now I now I see what he meant, because I was reading,
yes,
but I was
yes,
reading,
we
I was
toning
not
it.
comprehending, so I'm gonna try my damnedest to make sure that I am comprehending what I am reading. But go ahead,
Yes.
sis. Yeah.
Hey, but hey,
Yeah.
now, but you definitely right because what it is that we are carbon beings.
Right, carbon-based script.
You know what I'm saying? They are carbon based. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a That's the
I
difference. You feel me? So we
I think
dealing
we're
with
gonna
pure
find out.
pure carbon. You don't we dealing with pure carbon versus just a carbon
Sulfur,
base. Just a carbon base.
sulfur.
No, I'm talking about only carbon is the base. It's like, it might be the foundation of that building block, but it's not 100% of what you're building with. You feel me? When you're dealing with,
For sure.
the melanated being that we use the word melanin because that means you're a carbon being. You're not carbon based.
Hmm. That's
That's
right.
what the difference is.
That's right.
But you're definitely right. It's really nothing but carbon.
Peace and love.
It's like saying ice.
Peace and love to
Man, I
Mama
love eating
Nepal
ice. I
and
love
David
eating
and
ice.
Castro.
It's all water. It's all water. But if you like, let's say you eat a frozen cup, which is some juice, frozen, then it's gonna be water based, but it's not water because there's so much juice and etc. in there.
Hey, sister,
Hmm.
Yahsinni gave
Hmm. Well, the same
the
thing with the
you gave it a name, sis. If the Dr. Africa and Dr. Savi would have got together, it would have been carbon beans versus carbon base. Based on the because the way Brother Calico just broke it down, just puts it in a
I
totally.
think I think Calico I think Calico was using my name.
Oh, that was
Calico,
him.
did you write that?
Oh, okay.
Carbon
So that's
carbon
why
base?
it fitted in so well with what he said. I was like, that fits right in and shit. Sister Yasin just named the fucking shit. Like, god damn. But it fits right in,
And and uh and Calico, see how I Columbo your ass on that. Yeah. I
No,
said
my
that's
bad,
not
my
me.
bad, my bad. I kind of missed. I kind of missed it. I had just stepped away.
Okay, now
Right.
there you
So
go.
going on to the next one is it says about pineal gland and melanin. You wanna read this one, sis?
Yeah, sure. Let me go to full screen mode. And Calico, you can jump in too anytime you like. You know that already though.
I mean, what
And
y'all ready?
so You want to read about pineal and melanin?
Yeah, about pineal and melanin. The scientific literature has few objective facts and many science principles and rules are subjective fairy tales called theories. All theories are unproven and unscientific. The objective facts are that black people are, he's using the term race, that has the highest amount of biochemical pigment called carbon, but he said, like you say, melanin. Like I said, we are carbon beings. You mean like, dealing with pure carbon. I'm a walking diamond. I will be. You feel me? Melanin is a civilizing chemical, reproduces itself, a free radical protector, can be transformed in the blood, concentrates nerve and brain information. That's where your neuromelanin would do wonders, or it should do wonders when you have melanin and your neuromelanin. But everybody don't, even with that, don't even have genius ability because they're not utilizing it. So we're gonna ignore that right now. Neutralizes, oxidizes, break down or converts substances, reduces another substance, and is unchanged by radiation and high temperatures. Melanin is inside and outside the body. The more melanin or carbon a race has, the more humane and civilized the people. Yeah, until maybe 5G and Wi-Fi and goddamn telephone poles and power lines and stuff. Yeah, but before that, you're right. Anyway, melanin is inside and outside the body. Boom, 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 boom. Science myths have clouded and avoided the true information about carbon, melanin, exactly. But in the pineal gland that secretes liquid carbon or melanin. Melanin is the vital chemical that makes life itself. It is usually brown to black. Yahsinni, I said something about brown and black yesterday.
Yeah.
I was trying to let you know. I was letting you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not, Yeah, usually brown to black in color. Melanin is a flexible like plastic, or it is a flexible, like plastic is, and can resemble a cloud, gas, wood, metal, or liquid, and take on many forms without losing its structure. Well, shit. It is heat resistant,
Yes.
can endure temperatures of 1225 degrees Fahrenheit, has a pleasant odor, and my boy Dr. Layla Africa was big on that. Shout out Layla Africa, how like you said, all diseases have a smell. Me and Taz had to choke slam Chief X about that. Off the top rope, top of the elbow on him. But has a pleasant odor, resists X-ray diffraction, resists strong acids and alkaline. It goes either way on a pH scale. It doesn't care. Yeah, I like that more sunshine. Yes, you are walking diamond too, sister. I'm glad you see. Now we know who and what we are. But melanin is found in the environment, springs, lakes, soil, plants, atmosphere, and animals. The pituitary gland, which is a gland in the middle of the brain that secretes growth hormones, has been erroneously called the master gland. Yeah, it's the master's gland because the pineal is on top of that. So the master rests right there. However, the pineal gland, which is also in the middle of the brain, is the true master gland. The pineal gland secretes melanin, which regulates all bodily functions and glands, cycles, circadian rhythms in the body. Melanin is a biochemical that has a high molecular weight. This means, so down to the molecule, you getting that pure, uncut. We talking about dense. You feel me? If it weighed as much
Yes.
as me and you, it would be more dense, and it'd be the littlest ball they ever seen. They're like, what the hell is that? Wow! Then knock them out like Mike Tyson. You know, melanin is a biochemical that's a high molecular weight. Huh? Down to the molecules, this weight is higher or more dense. This means it has many functions and links like a chain that contain carbon, nitrogen, ether, saturated carbon, carbon, unsaturated carbon, carbon, organo metallic. So that means it's like a metal. You feel me? And peroxides, and is essentially a black carbon hydro. What is it? You got the mouse in the way. Amine. Okay. A black carbon hydroamine or amine. I guess it means like amino acids. Black carbon hydroamine. These various links allow a melanin to be a polymer. That means you could mold with anything, you know. It can bend with any other metal. It can, you know, like gold and silver. We're just gonna make carrots out of this, baby. But these various links allow melanin to be a polymer. It takes many forms and polycyclic. That means it can go up, down, round, side to side. You know, it can cycle, you know, poly, many rhythms, and have a unique property and flexible chemical ability. So they've been taking all kind of jabs at it and be like, wow, this thing do everything. You know? But melanin is made by cells called melanocytes. Inside the melanocytes are smaller organs or organelle called melanosome, which make melanin. Inside the endoplasmic reticulum, the melanosomes are made. In other words, small cells build bigger cells. Bigger cells build larger cells. And the end product of all the building from a small particle into a large particle is the chemical carbon. Melanin.
Most definitely, most definitely. Peace and love to the brother Red Squid X in the building, you know, giving a shout out to the Empress Yahsinni. Um, this book is deep, brother. I mean, I can't even I can't even begin to wonder, you know, what the rest of the book is gonna bring. But you know, but we're talking about the pineal gland right now, you know, and if we look into the pineal gland, you know, we realize, my bad, we're just stuck
If
on the thing. There we
at
go.
the risk of sounding redundant, I would like to just go over this one little sentence that
Go ahead.
Calico just read, and it's in the first paragraph, and it starts with melanin is a civilizing chemical, reproduces itself. It's a free radical protector. Oh, you kicked me out. It's a free radical protector. I was reading after that. Thank you. And I was just about to get really passionate. I'm glad you slowed that down. But anyway, it can be transformed in the blood. It concentrates nerve and brain information. It neutralizes, oxidizes, which is breakdowns, and converts substances. It reduces or builds another substance and is unchanged by radiation. Come on, 5G. When you know how to nourish it, it does these things. If you're not nourishing your melanin, then it don't do those things.
Those are facts, sis. Those are facts. You know, and when you're looking into the pineal gland, sis, also you scientifically speaking, you know, it has more blood flow per cubic volume than any other organ. You know, so the amount
Yes.
of electrode that's going through it's ridiculous, even in comparison to the heart itself, and the secretion that it has
Mhm.
is that golden melatonin, the melanin that is bringing forth, you know, it's just by 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 the standards of how we're describing it, it doesn't even begin to explain how thorough that area is, because it's also surrounded by the spinal fluid. It's called CSF, I think, cerebral spinal fluid. Yeah, CSF. The CSF, is what's surrounding the pineal gland, which is the whole secretion that goes down your spine.
Mhm.
That pineal gland controls everything, sis, everything.
Yeah, yeah. This some bad stuff. I mean, we don't know what we got.
Yeah,
We don't. We think we're not worth nothing, but and melanin is cost more than silver and gold put together. It was like 384 dollars per pound, like 5, 10 years ago, per pound. Really? So how
yeah.
much is a nigga worth?
Right. No, well, that's the that's the question of the century, I guess. Because melatonin,
Yes,
it helps you with so many things. That we some of the things that it probably being used in the black market for, we probably can't even fathom what they're doing
yes,
it with. But
yes.
just scientifically speaking, it affects your mood. It affects your immune system, your circadian rhythms,
Right.
uh, quantity and the quality of sleep that you have, whether it's gonna be a deep sleep or or just a regular sleep. And it's an anti-aging substance, that also reduces stress. Because it suppresses what the hell does it suppress? The melatonin suppresses cortisol. The only reason I know everybody's probably like, how the hell this dude ain't the doctors? No, it's not. I'm just remembering what I did a a PowerPoint called "The Science of the Sacred Secretion," and I'm
Right.
remembering
Yeah.
the whole concept of how I explained the melatonin term in the
Mm.
PowerPoint, and it suppresses cortisol, which reduces your stress. It's anti-aging, and
Mhm.
it's just a powerful substance. It's melatonin is a powerful substance. But go,
It
I
is,
don't.
and it came out in the news probably a couple of months ago that
What?
scientists discovered that um, um, gray hairs can be reversed. It's all stress, and now we know it's really melanin. You can
Yeah.
reverse your gray hairs.
And look, it says that was who was that, Calico? Go back to that previous one, Calico. If that was you, the one on the thing on that previous picture you had. No, 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 no. The one that had the price of melanin.
Yeah,
Yeah, my bad. My shit. My mic was
that's
muted.
right,
This
no sunshine.
hold on, I'm gonna go right
Black
back.
don't crack.
I was just showing her what she said about the gray hair. This is Ayer's hair vigor.
Oh,
He said restores gray
okay.
hair to its natural vitality. He was talking about melanin though.
Right.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right there. No, you was up. Go up. I saw it. $350 per gram, not
Per
pounds.
gram,
My
sis.
God.
What the? Weed is $5 a half a gram. Like John,
If
man.
he looks up, if he looks up gold per gram, silver per gram, I bet you they don't top melanin. And if you
Oh no.
combine the gold and silver,
Well,
throw some
did
berries
y'all
in
not
there
read
and
this
all kinds
already?
of.
Well, we don't
Yeah,
got to do that when it's already proven.
yeah.
And we know the price of gold. All of us got own some gold, and we own more than a damn gram. Well,
I'm
I
gonna
do.
I'm saying add gold, silver, barium, and a couple, 5 more things in there, and melanin is worth that more, more
I
than
mean,
that.
it's things that are more rare than melanin, and that would all obviously make it more expensive. But
No,
we're
we're not
talking about
talking. We
this
just
is
talking
not
about what it's
melanin is
worth.
not rare. Melanin is not
It's
rare.
not
It's
rare.
not going extinct.
It's
It's not going
abundant.
extinct.
It's abundant in the
So that's
universe.
why I'm trying to tell you they can get that on any street corner, any bum. When they put his ass asleep, they're gonna have that melanin. So they can get that anywhere. It's like saying you can only get oranges down here in
Yeah.
Florida in the US. Y'all and nobody else growing no oranges. You feel me? Now oranges was on every
Okay.
street
So
corner,
who
you
else
know.
is growing oranges?
Nobody else growing oranges.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There ain't nobody growing
That's
oranges
what I'm
up.
saying. It's not that abundant. You know, so
Oh,
when something when something is like, hard to come by, you gotta pay more for it. That's what I'm saying.
mm,
Palladium and you know, like different radioactive metals that they just can't find oftenly.
right. The most expensive
mhm.
metal is iridium, the metal that is found in Haiti, which is the shit that they use to build computers and the so-called what them things they got in outer
Mhm.
space. Um, damn man, the reason why we have internet is supposed to the satellites. Iridium is what they use for. The price of iridium is like ridiculous, and you find them
Mm.
mainly in Africa and Haiti. But that's a whole whatchamacallit. I don't know if
Um, Taz, so let me see that table of content again. I believe we're gonna skip some portions, some sections, because even though this is great stuff, I read the book and I don't think this is nothing compared to what else he got going on with this book.
right.
And
So we
so
went
yeah,
into
or if
pine.
yeah,
Matter of fact, this is an image I've used a lot of time to show people that melanin is actually green. This is melanin under a microscope. This is what melanin really look like.
it's actually what?
It's green.
Hmm.
Melanin is green. You
Are you
know,
saying those are melanocytes?
of course.
Are those
Yes, ma'am.
melanocytes?
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Hello?
hear you.
Yeah, I said yes, of course, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but we are the reptilians, so don't be surprised. See, so green can get so dark that it's black as night. You know what I mean? Trust that.
Mhm.
And it can get a tinge to where it's brown. It's just like that. But that's melanin. That's why it's like chlorophyll, like plants are green, aren't they? Isn't Asar, Orion, whoever they want to call him, Osiris, isn't he the green man? Or
Right.
isn't Ptah green? Aren't the primordial gods that color for a reason? You know?
Right. So, uh, so let's
That's why we
let's
have
go to
those.
page.
That's why we have birthmarks. Our birthmarks look like that. That's point blank. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like
I
Tad, what color
definitely
you
got
said the blood is before it hits the oxygen?
The
green,
blood is green before
blue.
it
You hear
oxidizes
that? You heard that? Did y'all
when it
hear that?
yeah, that's
Yes.
why your heart they told you that is represented by the color red, but the truth is that your heart chakra is represented by the color green because that
Yes.
green represents love. That's why money, well, United States currency is
Yeah,
green
So
because they need
so
you to
y'all wasn't
fall
showing
in
them people
love.
that melanin I was just showing y'all? I'm thinking y'all was on the screen. Y'all ain't show it to them?
Yeah. It
No,
showed.
yeah. No, we seen it.
Yo, y'all
But
showed it to them already? All right. My bad.
yeah. You know,
My bad.
Yeah, we showed it. We
it was there
showed it.
all the time, which she
Okay,
didn't
my bad.
That's it.
get a thing.
I was on the
Uh,
other damn screen.
Red Squid said, "I don't know who you think is a reptilian, Brody."
His mother, man, that's the main one look like a reptilian.
All right, brother.
Man,
You
like,
Wait till you
Look,
find out that you
his
have a
name Red
Red
Squid. My bad,
squid.
he's not a reptilian. He's a squid. He's a squid. My
He's
bad.
a squid,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He ain't nothing but a 6-headed snake. That's what that is, a damn squid.
Right. Brother Red Squid, wait until you find out that pineals are found in reptilians. You got a pineal, brother.
Yeah, you got to pioneer. That's reptilian right there.
That's reptilian, and you also have what is called a reptilian brain. A
That's right.
reptilian brain. When we look at the
And
reptilian brain, is the in McKinley's Triumph brain model, the basal ganglia are referred to as the reptilian or primal. Primal as in your prime one, the main one, your primal brain, as this structure is in control of our innate and automatic self-preservation preserving behavior patterns. So you breathe because you are reptilian. It just happens. You don't control that. You can't stop yourself from breathing. You can't.
that's right.
Which ensures our survival and that of our species. Your heart beats because it's innate, it's automatic.
That's right.
You don't need to say, man, let me keep remembering that I gotta my heart gotta keep beating. No, your heart gonna keep beating on its own because it's got a reptile brain that is controlling it.
Mm-hmm. See, squid.
Freeze.
It's called the reptilian brain because it has that it's the same structure as a reptilian's brain.
Right.
That little portion of your brain, when that used to be all the brain you had a tiny ass little head. You had a tiny ass head. That was all your brain. You didn't have no left and right hemisphere. You didn't have the cerebral. You didn't have all of that. You only had one eye. It was the pineal. And you had that little ass brain. That's it. That's all you had.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they call it the reptilian part of the brain, because it's your primordial brain. It's the oldest brain you have in your body. That's why they call the cerebral. That's why they call the cerebral brain, the left and right hemisphere. They call it the neocortex. Neo means new. Huh? This is the new cord. You feel me? This is the new cord. What about the old cord? The old cord is that reptilian brain. Rest my case. I yield the floor.
Real talk, real talk. You know, you know, for those that we had a similar conversation yesterday, because I went and attempted to do a PowerPoint on Brother Red Squid X channel last night, probably around midnight or whatever. You guys could go check out his channel. Be sure to go help him out and subscribe. Red Squid X. You know, he come on usually at nighttime. He has interesting shows or whatever. But we had a similar kind of debate yesterday because I was trying to bust out a PowerPoint over there, but it wasn't working out too well with one of the persons that was in the panel. But we went deep into it as well. But we were talking in regards about the Kundalini energy, and he just won not that he wasn't believing it, but he wasn't understanding my point of view, I guess.
Yeah,
But
sometimes it comes later. Sometimes understanding comes later, but you still got to say what you say and get that message out there. So it'll find its way into the brain. And so I wanted Taz to move on to the brain section of this book. And I can tell you right now, because this conversation is so deep. I mean, this topic is so deep, and there's gonna be like a part 2 at least, because we cover some of these chapters.
Right.
Hey, your boy Red Squid say, since we on the neocortex, we on the new brain and all this, to be teaching and learning about the older part of the brain, is a relay for the sleep, right? So that's not knowledge of self, is what you're saying? That, of course, that's knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? That's like not being interested in the first part of you that was created when you came out the womb, because you were born by the the umbilical cord, so your
Yes.
organs and such came first. It's like, man, saying fuck them, fuck that part of my body. That's the old ass part of
Right.
me. The last thing I grew was this
Right.
hair on my head. I care more about my hair on my head. You know what I'm saying? Why
And
would I even
we
be
always have to,
trying to learn about the organs? That shit old.
brother, we always have to go back to the origin. We got to go back to the origin to understand how we got here.
Right. That's
Tell
why
them
we have
etymology,
so many.
man.
Right. That's why we have so many people, that have representations, as for snakes. If you look at the Mayans, they have cats. Well, let me rephrase that. If you look at the Mexicas, but today known as the Aztecs, they have Quetzal cult. If you look at the Incas, they had Amaru. If you look at Tupac, you have Tupac Shakur Amaru, which means the shining serpent. There's so much serpent symbolism all over the place, that
Mhm,
you can't help but realize that that there is some type of relation to
mhm,
us. The first breath you took was inside water.
mhm.
Before you even took a breath, let me rephrase that. Before you even took a breath, you took a breath in water. So, but anyways, what did you want me? Where
And
did you want me?
also,
Go ahead, sis.
yeah, he wants to just look at eukaryotic cells without going back to the prokaryotic cells and understanding how did the old cells behave and develop into these new cells.
Right.
So, yeah, so let's get to the brain. I think it's page 48,
Page
and I'm gonna read
48.
that part because it's my turn.
Right. 48, the
Okay.
brain, which is represented by the Uraeus, the serpent man. But I'm
Mm,
just, I just wanted to make sure that we knew, we're gonna talk about the brain, the
hey,
serpentine that goes around your brain. But anyways,
right.
uh, you gonna read
Can you
this one?
increase one more time? Yeah, increase it one more time so the audience and I don't have to make a mistake. So, brain. The brain is melanin dependent and uses melanin in different forms. So, the cerebrum lobes sections. Oh, what happened?
There's
Yeah,
some
why
type
am I
of echo.
echoing all of a
I'm gonna
sudden?
mute myself just in case I'm creating the echo.
Okay. So, there's sections of the cerebrum. There's the lobe, and then there's the nutrient hormone section. So, and this is how they correspond to each other. And I know I'm going to be tongue twisted after all of this, made up language. So, the lobe, the frontal lobe, is made of tyrosine, um, phenylalanine, and testosterone. The parietal is made up of acetylcholine, lecithin, and estrogen. The temporal is the GABA or the GABA, and that's the glutamine, lipoic acid, and progesterone. So the occipital is melatonin, serotonin, DEA, DHEA, and it's a progenolone, 5-HTP, which is tryptophan, and all of that jargon says this: malnourishment causing by eating junk foods, legal and illegal drugs, and emotional and social stressors, which results in inadequate nutrients to the brain and inadequate thinking. The brain develops thoughts and emotions that are false positives. See structure sees structure, truth where there is no truth, and false negatives sees no structure or no design where there is structure. So see the truth as lies and the lies as truth. The mind becomes a conflict between thoughts and emotions and open to control by others, such as alien creature or white culture. Okay, so there's five actions or five variables. Black people's relationship variables that's influenced by melanin: social, economic, military, political, and spiritual. The
That's crazy.
herbs,
I don't mean to cut you off, but that's crazy
yes,
right there.
yeah,
If those are things that are that are being that have some type of relationship with melanin, your social status has something to do with melanin, your economic, your military, your political, your spiritual.
yeah,
I mean, that's deep right there. But I just want to reiterate, wanted to reiterate on that, because that's on another level. Go.
that's right. And Taz, you woke as hell. You be catching all of that, and I'm glad you're with me on the show. And so yeah, so those five things: social, economic, military, political, and spiritual. As far as herbs go, it stimulates movement of melanin. That's what herbs do in your body. Stimulates movements of the melanin. Okay. Outward is diaphoretic, expectorant, colds, flu. Inward is touching on the liver, the pancreas, the digestion, and seasonings. Upward, astringents and stimulants. Downward, this is the movement of melanin, okay? Downward is the diuretics, calmatives, laxatives. Immunity is blood purifiers, infection, and yeast. So those are five actions or variables of melon as it pertains to um, those relationship variables. And so
Sis,
we told you,
out of my ignorance of not knowing too much about the elder, was he pro marijuana?
Dr. Africa?
Yeah, correct.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Absolutely not.
because that's the concept I was getting right here, and I didn't want to, grab the wrong concept, because by him talking about, the correlation between melanin and your social status, your economic, your military, and it being manipulated, he mentions here, the brain develops thoughts and emotions that are false positives, see structures and
Mm-hmm.
truth where there is no truth, and false negatives see no structure, no design where there is these structures.
Boom.
So
Yes.
he's associating all this stuff, and and when he's talking about the brain, one of the things that does have not a harm, but but is known as a mind altering. I don't want to use the word drug, a mind altering herb,
Mm-hmm.
which is marijuana. I was wondering, what his stance was, because like I said, in my ignorance of the elders' teachings,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's crazy, because Dr. I go back to the same thing again. Dr. Sabi was like the complete opposite. Dr. Sabi was
Mm-hmm.
was smoking something in front of you, and and he
Mm-hmm.
never told you that it was something you were supposed to be doing, because he did say, if weed was meant to be in your, if smoke was meant to be in your lungs, you would have been born with smoke in your lungs. But he did say that it is an herb that does more healing than it does harm. So
Right.
Sadie's stance on marijuana was, as long as it was one of the two strands. Not Dr. Sabi was
Right.
known for smoking what we would call regular weed. It had to have seeds on it. you know, and he didn't want no hydro, no kush. He didn't want no
Right.
none of that. You know, he wanted
Right.
some
Yeah.
whatever, you know. But go ahead. You want to add something, Brother Calico?
Yeah, nah, I'm all right. I'm right here. You talk hellish, but you ain't talk anything new, buddy. You don't see it, do you? Like, what it, hey, Red Squid, get real, man. There's nothing new under the sun. I
Right, there's
mean,
no
and then we in the age of information. That don't mean we in the age of comprehending. Niggas don't comprehend shit. That don't mean nothing. Like you could repeat that shit and don't understand, or fuck the word understand. You don't comprehend what you know what I'm saying, what's meant by the words you're using. So what good is it?
Mm.
Just it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like throwing up. You just throwing up the food. You never
It's,
digest.
it's it's like a Christian reading the Bible. They're reading it for the letters only.
Yeah, I mean anybody in America,
They know
anybody in
it's
America,
true. Well,
anybody,
yeah,
everybody in America that ain't really, took the time to get into this etymology. They just reading for
and
fun.
that's the operative word. That's the
right,
operative phrase. Took the time. Took the
Yeah,
right.
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And that, yeah.
if what you're looking for during your enlightenment journey, if what you're looking for is for new information, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, it's
Right.
nothing new under the sun, man.
No,
All that new shit is fairy tale.
there
All
is
that
not.
new shit is something that's coming out of one thick head. That's it. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? Like I've been watching them Aboriginal channels, which I can't watch for 5 minutes. Like them dudes don't be talking about no science. They act like ain't no such thing as law, science, none of that shit don't matter. They can make fairy tale ass imaginations on how. You got to imagine this. You can't believe you're a citizen. You can't believe you're a human being. You can't believe the word means this. No, man, shut that dumb shit up. Like they just want to, live in their own fairy tales. Niggas in their own fairy tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
it, it is to expound on what Brother Calico said. There is nothing new under the sun, but there is something old we do not know. All right. Always remember that if what you're looking for is something new, you're not is there's nothing new out there. All you have is something that you need to remember. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to remember.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, the body of a song.
Right.
Yeah.
And by studying the elders and what they said, there's a saying that says, if I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. And right now, we're
Mm.
standing on the shoulders of Dr. Layla Africa. We seen
Yep,
further than
Right.
we could see because we in the
yep,
shoulders of this man.
yep. Period.
Yeah.
There ain't no way around it. But I'm gonna continue, sis.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
uh,
They got some more of that brain section on page 50 or no?
psychology, sis.
All right. That's you. That's you, Taz.
Oh, okay.
It's your turn.
Psychology. Difference between black. Oh shit. Whoa.
Oh,
Hold on.
yeah.
Let me grab a hold of my chair while I read this one. Is the
Mm.
difference between black and white races. All right. Now we have the black race on the left hand side and the white race on the right hand side. All right. And I'm gonna start on the left hand page, which is 50, and I'm gonna move over to a man. This elder is talking about I'm cheating. I'm cheating. I'm reading towards the end, and I see the word Ma'at, so I'm getting excited. But but it says psychology difference between blacks and white. Black race, African centered thought. So I'm gonna read the black race. Well, no, I'm gonna read the black race and then I'll read their counter within the white race. It says
Now you talking.
equally uses right and left hemisphere of brain and midbrain, characterized by right-minded spiritual concepts, love, affection, and sharing. Now, when it comes to the Caucasian race or the European centered thought, characterized by unholistic egotism, illogical use of the left mind, non-spiritual individualism, rationalizations, and non-creative. One thing that I did know about the elder, he did say that we were not treating the diseases with European centered thought or what we call holistic treatments. We were not treating
Mm-hmm.
the diseases that what we were treating were the symptoms, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you never get rid of a headache. I got a headache. Yeah, pop this Tylenol. The Tylenol is gonna take the symptoms away, but
Right.
later on you gonna have a headache again. It might not be on the same day. It might not be for a whole day, a whole week. It might not be for a whole month, but that
Right.
headache will come back. Why? Because you didn't address the root, the cause of the headache. You just wanted the pain to go away. Oh, I have cancer. Oh, go get you some chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is gonna kill
Right.
what's causing you pain and harming your body right now. You're not going at the root of why you have cancer. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I see how just in the first one alone,
Yes.
the difference in between that. But the second one says midbrain characterized for the black race. Midbrain characterized by equal balances of rational thought and creative thought.
Mm.
For our Caucasian counterparts, it says rationale is based upon conflict between evil subconscious and good conscious, military logic and predator nature. So, and you could see that. You could see that
Yes.
because they're very combative. You know, they they want to bomb everything. They have no problem with saying. See, that was the problem with the conquest of America. However it went down. The whoever was here when the Caucasians came, they knew the Caucasian or the European was gonna fight. They knew he was gonna kill. They knew he was gonna
Yep.
rape. But they
Yep.
never anticipated that he would be willing to destroy the land and the resources that everybody is utilizing because
Right.
the Caucasian, the European, his rationale is based on conflict, divide and conquer
Yep.
between evil subconscious and good conscience.
Yep.
So he's not thinking, he's not using his good conscience. He's thinking strategically, militarily, and predatorily,
Yep.
and that's his nature. That's just his
He's the
nature.
colonizer.
It's a colonizer. It's a colonizer, sis. You know.
Mhm.
So we got the third one. It says time exists in the now, and it's eternal and cyclic. Future, past, and present are combined. There is
Mhm.
no. We live in a state of perpetual right now. Your past
Mhm.
don't matter because you can't change it. Learn
Nope.
from it. Your future don't matter because it's not here. And it won't get here until you're on the now. Oh, well, tomorrow I'm gonna go to work. No, you worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes, because right now you right here, you might die overnight and not wake up, and you're not gonna go to work.
Yep.
So time exists in the now. We live in a state of perpetual present. That's
Mhm.
a black race thinking, African centered thought.
Right.
Our counterparts, the European, it says no present tense of life. Life exists in the past and future. This results in time conflicts and places no value on the present. So you're more
Mhm.
worried about, well, you got to remember last time we tried this and this and this happened. Remember in the past, this person
Yeah.
did this and that. So we're gonna
Listen.
have to make sure that this time it don't happen again. And to do that,
Yeah.
we gonna have to take some of your freedoms and rights away. So it's
Just
always,
having
huh? Go
just
ahead, sis.
having having a slogan like "Make America Great Again," they looking at the past.
Yeah, yeah,
We're looking at
uh,
now.
yeah. So the next one, it says time is based on the beginning and the ending of an event, and is composed of the seen and unseen, spiritual, God manifested causes of an event, commonly called color people's time. Time is fixed by the event. For example, the seasons of spring, summer, winter, and fall start according to nature's unseen clock. I wouldn't agree with the unseen clock, because the clock is right above us. It's always showing what you could always know what season
What
you're
he's
in. Just
saying?
like,
Listen. What I interpreted that to mean is like now, January 1st was a new year.
right,
I'm waiting for to see some grass before it's new. Okay,
right,
so
before
that's
you
what he
consider
means
it to
by
be
the
a new year.
unseen clock, meaning nature is that unseen clock, and that's what's gonna tell me that it's a new year when I see new shit. Okay,
Facts, facts.
not in the dead of winter when everything's dead. That's
Right,
not new year. So when you do the counterpart of that, the white race, it might make sense on the abstract.
right. So the counterpart says time is fixed. Um, Abstract, measurable duration. The seasons start according to a fixed calendar date and not according to nature. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is true, though.
Yeah,
The way and that's what you just broke down right now, sis. Very eloquently. It's New Year's comes when they tell you, not when
right,
nature itself is showing you
right.
when it comes.
So
Right.
and that's how it started off on the other side. It said time is based on the beginning and ending of an event, seen
Right.
and unseen, spiritual and God manifested. That's what we base our events on.
Right.
There is written down and scripted and a calendar for it and all of that. It's made
Right.
up.
Right. And on the left side, the very last one, it says thoughts are and the Black Race African Centered thought side. Thoughts are concept oriented. The meaning of thoughts, as well as the words, are based on the story or situations they are used in. For example, the word bad can be meant as good, modern, intellectual, excellence, or bad. Consequently, this gives rise to the statements such as, "That's a
It
bad
could,
car," because you
mhm.
could say,
Right,
"That's a bad car," and just the
right,
tone is like, "Okay, that was a bad car." But I could be like,
right,
"Man, that's a bad car," and you'd be like, "Really?
right.
Where? I want to see that car." 'Cause even though you're applying both the same word in both terms, I was speaking in reference to two different things. An actual horrible car, and an actual car
Mhm.
that's so good that car so good is bad.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
So, and their counterparts, its thoughts are linear oriented. The meaning of
Yeah.
words are fixed and based upon static logic rationales. Consequently, a
Okay.
bad car means a car unacceptable, instead of the anti-centric meaning of an excellent car. All right, because a bad car is something that's real. If you talk about it, man, I have a badass car.
Right.
You have a real nice car. Like, man, Calico got a badass truck. I'm not saying that he got a horrible truck. I'm saying that he got a real excellent, real nice truck. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I see where it's going with the psychology's concepts of the difference between the white
Mm-hmm.
race and the black race. So now moving
Right.
to the right hand side, still the same, black race thought patterns on the left hand side, white race, Caucasian, European thought patterns on the right hand side. And I'm
Mm.
sure
Okay.
the doctor did that purposely. He put the black race African centered thought on the left brain side, and he put the white race European centered thought on the right side of the
Okay.
screen. The man is a genius.
Okay.
The man is a
Okay.
fucking genius. All right. So the first one, culture is based upon Ma'at, the family extended marriage ancestor harmony with nature, children not yet born and spiritually. On the other side, it says culture is based upon creating evil to control good and creating good to control evil, which is that is their concept, sis.
That is your culture.
In order
That's
for you to, in order for us to cure you, we gotta poison you. Like, wait,
yes,
what?
yes,
In order to do what, you gotta do what to me? Yes, yes.
yes,
If you get bit by a snake, you're gonna need the poison to create the antidote. Yeah, I get that alchemy, but you trying to inject me with some other shit. You
right,
ain't just trying to create an antidote, because the antidote that you're gonna provide, you're gonna be like, well, I had to put, X ingredient in there, that it's gonna
mm,
cause you a little bit of discomfort or whatever and all this stuff. But
right,
the benefits are gonna outweigh the downs. It's like, no, bro. Their way of thinking is completely different. You know what I mean? But
completely,
right. So the next one is the
completely,
communal family and child center, and their version is having a pride type family, similar to animals. Control of nature. Man, their control of nature is like outrageous. It's like
it
they have
is.
to control everything. The rivers can't flow the right way. And to do a shameless plug, Brother Calico and I are gonna come up with a PowerPoint in regards about, it just came to me right now, because I mentioned the fact that that they have to control the river's flow. It can't naturally
Right.
flow this way. Go ahead,
Right.
Right.
brother.
Yeah. 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 Don't. Hey, make sure you
I'm
don't
not
spill
gonna
the
let it
beans.
go.
Too.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let
Yeah. Don't spill the beans too much.
it.
Because
Yeah,
boy.
no, I'm not gonna spill the
'Cause,
beans.
hey,
But
hey, 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 'cause matter of fact, this that type of shit Red Squid talking about. Since he talking about everybody be talking about that. Well, nobody talks about none of this. Watch this.
so there's gonna be a coming PowerPoint where Brother Calico and I are gonna drop a motherfucking Hiroshima nuke on a concept that, at least from our perspective, I'm not speaking in no absolutes, but at least from where we could see, ain't nobody saying nothing about this. Everybody's just ignoring it, whatever, and we gonna bring some light to this dark tunnel. All right, so stay
Mm,
tuned for that. But when it comes to controlled nature, the rivers can't flow the way they're supposed to, naturally.
right,
The lakes are no longer in the plays in their natural state. There's even a theory out there, for a lack of another word, that states that the Great Lakes are man-made. Is it possible?
right,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
very much so.
yeah, yeah, the Mississippi, the Nile, I
Right.
mean the Congo River.
Right. So there's a lot of concepts, where when it comes to nature, I'm not sure if the family is aware, but we've never seen an actual tree. All we have right now is tree branches. And another shameless plug, Sister
mm,
Yahsinni and I is gonna bust out the damn PowerPoint on there is no more real trees on our flat earth. And we gonna bust a hole on that subject, because we gonna talk about all the facts of how we think we have forests, but all we
yes,
have is branches. All right. So
you're damn
expect
right,
that one as well from the Sister Yasini.
damn
We
right.
have one with Brother Calico as well. But that whole control of nature thing is very, and the religious political systems is just redonkulous. We don't even need to expound on that. But to make it even quicker, I'm gonna read through them just so we won't stagnate on this one for too long. But on the left
Hmm.
hand side, property owned by society, shared resources, which is the African thought pattern. You own what you
Hmm.
own, and we share the resources. When our counterparts are more of property is owned by individuals, No sharing of resources. You want something, you gotta buy it. It's my lake. What you mean is your lake? I discovered it, but there was millions of us. I said I discovered this, motherfucker. Like, what is wrong with you? You just appropriating everything. So this your shit, huh? So marriages, predominantly polygamous, included polygyny, and monogamous marriages, many marriage styles and types. When our Caucasian partners, they have monogamy and the practice of polygamous relationship as sexual recreation, which it is. That's how it is right now looked at as far as polygamy. Now, it says sex
Mhm.
is reproduction, regenerational, and spiritual use to serve Ma'at, which for them, sex is a physical activity, recreational, and reproductive. All right, individuals, and the African thought pattern, individuals' value in society is based upon what the individual contributes to society, or you are what you do. When for the white race, you are what you own. So that's why
Mhm.
everybody's so like, man, I gotta put some 20s on my car, because having that badass car gives you a higher status. It gives you a higher
Right.
title in the Caucasian European thought pattern that we're living under. You are what you own. Do you have a house? No, I only rent. Oh, you're a renter. You over there, you go over there with that group over there. Right here, we owners, brother. You go over there with that
Okay.
renting shit. We above that. You don't
Mhm.
have a job. Like, what the hell? Everybody has a job. You didn't go to college. I have a paper that says that I'm smarter than you. I have a piece of paper that says I'm smarter than you. Like, what the hell? So because you own this piece of paper, you paid for your knowledge. There's no possibility that I might know a little something more than you. Okay, okay. So you own everything. Okay, I got you. So the black race thought patterns, economics, abundantly sharing your goods, talent, labor, child rearing, and ancestor knowledge with society, which for them, economics based upon scarcity, consumerism, or the creation of shortages. Man, ain't that the truth? Thus, only an elite few can gain access to goods, talent, and knowledge, human and natural resources. And last but not least, science is holistic and controlled by my aunt in a black race African centered thought pattern. And for the
Mhm.
white Caucasians, science is rational and abstract based upon one group, the elite, controlling a a religion, no, a system. My apologies, a system.
Mhm.
So,
Mm. What
anybody
you think
else
about
want?
that?
Man, I think I added enough just by reading and expounding on what
Yeah.
as I was reading. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you did a great job. That's why I wanted you to read that section because I know you would do such a
Brother
great job.
Calico, what say
And
ye?
actually, what's that?
I said, Brother Calico, what say ye? What's your thoughts on this black race, white race comparison? If you're speaking,
Um,
you're muted.
Yo,
Yo, Trio Dio.
anytime you see this little robot shit, anytime you see this robot shit, that's
Block his ass.
that's the robot. That's the bot. That's how our videos get analyzed to the point that they be like, oh, you said the wrong word. You know
Right.
what I mean?
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it be them bots. It be them bots right there.
Right, but
Like
that
Oh,
like I
there
don't know
they
what
put
y'all
a
just said
box.
because you could have said something that kind of alerted them. You could have hit that algorithm basically.
right. But that's why we
Damn.
have Trio Dios. We have the three God minds
Right.
coming together to try to view all and see all. And one thing that we did
Right.
forget was our intro.
That's right. Good catch, Calico. And that we can almost wrap this up, but I wanted to read at least the section on melanin. If Calico don't
My
The
bad.
last word you said went out.
Yeah, the last thing you said went out, sis.
oh, my mic, it said the host muted my mic. I didn't mute my
No,
mic.
no,
Oh,
you are the host.
you are the host.
I know I
Mhm.
didn't mute my mic.
No,
Oh,
because
Okay,
we didn't
so
hear
it's
nothing
on
you said.
page 10.
Oh no. Matter of fact, that was the video
Okay.
playing while you was talking.
oh yeah.
Yeah, you was talking during the video. So, but even then, you wasn't muted.
Right.
I heard every word.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
go
Okay,
ahead. Go
good.
ahead. You
Because
wanted
I
to
was
add
asking
anything,
you
brother?
to read the actual section on melanin that starts on page 10. And I said we can end it with that and come back with like a part two and examine some more after we've all had a chance to go back through the information. Part two might be a lot better.
And this it right here, page 10. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, right there.
Melanin. Melanin is an organic, dark carbon chemical pigment substance. Huh? It's an organic, dark, what? Carbon in the chemical department. Carbon chemical pigment substance. Melanin gives black people's eyes, iris, a brown color and gives the dark color to their hair, skin, and substantia nigra. You know, that's the darkness. You know, the substantia nigra of the brain. Because, that's the most fully functional brain. You're gonna have that dark substance on your brain. This is an area of the brain where the cerebrum connects the pons. Mhm. It sounds like the
Mm,
cerebrum is like the king, and we're talking about the well, I wouldn't call it the king, but it's on the chessboard, and we know who the pawn is. But anyways,
mm,
the cerebrum connects to the pons. Melanin is secreted by the pineal gland. The pineal gland has a pine cone shape. It's reddish in color. Yeah, that's my bad. Reddish in color, and the stem of it is approximately half an inch in length, and the head of it is slightly smaller than a green pea. And the total weight is about 2 grams. The pineal consists of nerves. So we always compare it to the penis or the mushroom and saying the shape of the pineal, but it's
mm-hmm.
more so like a
Fine.
nipple, nipple, huh? It's more so like a nipple. Yeah, the pineal gland, that is the head of it is slightly smaller than a green pea, and the total weight is about 2 grams. The pineal consists of nerve cells similar to those in the nerve or in the retina nerve of the eye. The retina nerve is inside the eyeball and receives light stimulation, which it transmits to the brain. The pineal gland is found inside a fluid filled space inside the middle of the brain called the third ventricle. Hence, we call it the third eye.
Mm,
Because your eyes are two ventricles. And what is the third ventricle in the brain? It is the pineal. And it is
mm-hmm.
attached inside the ventricle. The pineal stimulates the growth of the nervous system cerebrum, huh? The thinking brain part called gray matter. Therefore, an underlying
Mm-hmm.
stimulated pineal in childhood can decrease thinking ability in adulthood. Therefore, an understimulated pineal in childhood can decrease thinking ability in adulthood. The melanin content of the nerves is highest in so-called black people, the Moors. Huh? Melanin allows nerve messages to travel fast without resistance, casting or causing superconductivity.
Mm-hmm.
Black people have the highest amount of melanin on the upper part of a spinal cord,
You muted yourself, brother.
where the
Yeah, you
lower part
muted.
of the brain connects to the spinal
Go
cord.
up, go back, go back, go back. You muted yourself. Is he muted again?
My bad. What you say? Go back up to okay. Black people have the highest amount of melanin on the upper part of the spinal cord, which is
Right.
what the brain stem,
Which
where the
is
lower part of the brain
And what
connects to
else?
the spinal cord, because that's what Taz pointed out when he was talking about the reptilian portion of your brain, or should I say your most primordial brain. This
right.
is the oldest brain you have. The melanin concentrates on the brain's locus ceruleus. So it's something blue, blue locus.
Mm,
You know, ceruleus is like the word cerulean. Cerulean, like I remember telling since Yahsinni, that's my favorite color of blue. You know,
mm-hmm,
in the fourth ventricle and reticular formation with black dots. So they're trying to say blue black. Yeah. This
mm.
causes the brain to store more information and function at a high level. The function of the body's melanin and the brain's.
Mute.
You muted yourself again.
I thought my bad. The function of the body's melanin and the brain's melanin is reduced by steroids, corticoadrenals, stimulants, synthetic speeds, cocaine, caffeine, antidepressants, cholinergics, and unnatural light. Yeah. The pineal helps to regulate the hypothalamus glands, release factors that stimulate the pituitary to secrete the follicle stimulating hormone FSH, and aids the luteinizing hormone LH. FSH stimulates the ovaries and the movement of sperm, and LH stimulates egg and sperm production. Consequently, a black person with an under-stimulated pineal or one that uses drugs or eats processed junk foods will harm the pineal and have reproductive problems. The processed foods and drugs impact the pineal. The pineal regulates insulin levels, the adrenal cortex, and the adrenal corticotropic hormone, ACTH. ACTH is secreted by the pituitary and is essential to for physical and mental growth and development. In other words, a black person's level of thinking, mental growth, need to solve their racist problems cannot be achieved with a low amount of melanin caused by an
That's done.
understimulated pineal. Yeah, that's it.
Oh shit.
I mean, you know,
This book is deep.
Yeah, it is. It's too deep.
Yeah, I I I enjoyed it. It's going into different aspects. Now it's talking about the pituitary gland. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole another thing because that's what produces oxytocin and vasopressors.
oh yeah,
And
they were saying oxycontin and shit. I see them. Yeah, they
oh,
talking about,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, they talking about
Okay.
melatonin and stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna get into all that. They just talk about everything the pituitary and the pineal
yeah,
have to do. Like the only things they do.
yeah. But they
Right.
all have their own systems of what it activates. And the pineal gland is directing traffic with all of that. So if your pineal gland is calcified, then your
Mm-hmm.
pituitary gland is gonna be out of whack. And that's gonna have a ripple effect down your chakras that's gonna get us into the state of mind and state physical state that we currently under, which is all messed up, but hey,
Yeah. Yeah. And so although that section was going deeper and deeper, I was just scanning through it, but we're gonna save it. We're gonna save it because you got enough information now to go and download the PDF or just buy the book. Like Taz said, just buy the book. before they disappear, and understand. Okay, Elliot, tell me more about Black people being selenium based as opposed to white people being sulfur based. Right, and that section is in the book. And when we come back at part two, we definitely gonna delve more into that part, because he covered so much stuff in his book, and it's just packed with melanin related information. So Elliot, you're gonna have to come back to part two, and peace and love to you also. Um, and so Taz, Calico, if y'all want to say something to help end the show, do it now.
Well, I appreciate you, sis, for having me on your first show. It was a total honor.
Second show.
This is your second
You know,
live?
it's my second live. This is my second live. I did my first live with you.
You did? Oh yeah, we went in your, yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah. Okay. Well, see, the journey continues.
Okay.
The journey continues. I appreciate you for having us in your channel, letting us meet your audience. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the sisters channel, Yahsinni in the house. And check out her website. Make sure that you share the video, so we can reach as many people as you want. And I'll let the neighborhood etymologist close out the show with his last words.
Calico, unmute yourself.
Medulla oblongata.
Medulla oblongata.
Hey, that's gonna be hey, that's all I got to say. For the red squids of the world out there, medulla oblongata. Right. Do you speak that language?
Right.
Do you even have medulla oblongata?
Yeah. The medulla, medulla meaning what? The middle. It means the middle, huh? And what is it? What is in the middle? It's oblong. Like they tell you, the earth is oblong shaped. Yeah. Well, it's something oblong in the middle, in the medulla of your brain, huh? All that's around that pineal and that pituitary, all of that's in that region. We call it the medulla oblongata. Yeah, I just want to fuck with y'all that way. But I'm up out of here. Y'all already know me and the family gonna chop it up and prepare for the next one.
And we're gonna see if the Maestro Taz want to take us out with something, or we can just end it if not.
Yeah. So peace and love, and don't forget, you're watching Yahsinni in the house.
Promise you are. Hope you got full off of this, and we're bound to come back with a part two. Maybe I'll PowerPoint it next time, because me and Taz. I wrote about the moon. I wrote about things in the sky that go boom. I wrote about death. I wrote about life. I wrote in the morning, afternoon, and at night. I constantly search for new ideas